There are four NBA playoff games this Saturday, April the 25th, and I've got free plays and analysis for all four Saturday NBA playoff games right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV, breaking down all four of your Saturday NBA playoff games. Pistons, Magic, Thunder, Suns, Knicks, Hawks, and Nuggets, Timberwolves. Free plays and analysis in all four of those games coming up right here, right now. Don't forget, I'm giving you every playoff game free every day here on the channel. Quick thumbs up, like is all I ask. And hey, add a positive comment below if you'd like as well, because I do read the comments and I reply back. And be sure to click subscribe and click the bell so you know when Sunday's free play video is ready for all four games Sunday as well here on Wager Talk TV. All right, let's start with your early game. By the way, the first three games are on the NBC networks. The 1 o'clock daytime game here is Pistons Magic. It's on NBC Sportsnet. They're all being streamed on Peacock also. And the Pistons underachieved in Game 1, lost outright as a favorite. They were the only team to get blown out as a favorite in Round 1. And many of you were apprehensive about Game 2. I told you in the video the other day, though, here on Wednesday, and it was also a strong client best bet. Back the Pistons are the better team in the series, the zigzag in full effect, and it worked out. After that 11-point home loss, Pistons bounced back with an easy 15-point home win on Wednesday in Game 2, and it was never even close. Pistons led by 27 points in that game. And, of course, they were up by 22 points at the end of the third quarter. They were able to coast there to that easy 98-83 win. And now that the series is 1-1, I don't think we get that bounce back from Orlando like we often see. Game 3 home teams often do extremely well because they're normally down 0-2. Pistons won't overlook the Magic here. The fact they lost Game 1 outright, they keep their foot on the gas in this one. Orlando vastly underachieved this year. I thought they would be one of the better teams in the East. I did not think the Pistons were going to be the 1 seed. But the reality is Detroit's a much better squad. And Cade Cunningham, now healthy, back in the lineup, is playing well also. Back in Game 1, of course, Cunningham had a monster game. After limited action the first few weeks of April during his return, he had 39 points on 27 shot attempts, and they lost. Well, he backed it off a little bit, just 19 shot attempts, 27 points. All 5 starters had double digits. If the Pistons have that kind of a balanced attack, they're going to be tough to beat here. And the line is very favorable and a good spot for the number 1 seed, laying only 2.5, 3 points. I like the Detroit Pistons here to take a 2-1 lead series lead here at 1 o'clock Eastern. Now, as far as some player props, oh, by the way, too, as far as the total, we saw it open 217. Sharp money has hammered the under down to 214. And if you lean Pistons here, I would not be against the Magic team total under 106. Orlando's a defensive half-court team. They're not a good offensive team, and that's why we've seen that really low-scoring Game 2. The Pistons completely smothered the Magic, holding them to just 83 points. So I'm not in a hurry to play any Orlando Magic players up and over for that reason. One guy I thought would regress after Game 1 was Carter. Wendell Carter Jr. was 8 for 9 shooting in Game 1, had 17 points, and boy, did he come back down to earth. He made only 1 shot attempt. He was 1 for 6 in Game 2 with only 3 points. The other 4 starters all had double digits for the Magic, so if we're looking for someone to maybe regress, maybe Suggs, but he took 18 shot attempts. The other guys were just 6 for 22 if you take out Banchero. So I don't like to see a lot of regression on the Orlando side. As far as the Detroit side, Cunningham's been a machine since coming back. We thought his minutes might be limited. That has not been the case. 40 minutes and 37 minutes so far in the 2 contests. Harris was a guy I had as a bounce-back play in Game 2. Keep in mind, Tobias Harris was just 5 for 15 with 17 points in Game 1, but he was only 1 for 7 shooting from three-point range. He landed 16 points in Game 2, and he was 0 for 3 from three-point range. So combined, he is just 1 for 10 from three-point range, and he still landed on 16 and 17 points each time, getting them up and over the 15.5. So I still like Tobias Harris over 15.5. I gave that to you in Game 2. It squeaked out a win by about a half a point. He's getting up and over, and he's not even shooting well, but he is getting a lot of shot attempts. So Tobias Harris over makes some sense once again, in my opinion, in Game 3 at 1 o'clock Eastern Saturday. All right, the next 2 games are both on NBC National TV and also streaming on Peacock. We got the 3:30 Eastern game, Thunder Suns. Phoenix actually looking like a little bit of a public dog, which is surprising, of course, because nobody wanted to touch the Suns after their 35-point blowout loss in Game 1. But I came here on the video for Game 2 the other day on Wednesday and told you I would lean towards the Suns. It's a huge number, and it played out kind of like I thought it would. 120-107. Thunder got the win. They got the easy double-digit win, but the Suns stayed within that big inflated number. And it was never close. Oklahoma City led by 26 in the game. Suns' biggest lead was 3 early on. OKC had a 26-point lead, and they had a 23-point lead after the third quarter, but they did take their foot off the gas, and the inflated number allowed the Suns to stay within the 17.5 and lose by just 13. I don't want anything to do with Phoenix. This is a complete mismatch. Oklahoma City has dominated the first two games. Even though it's 1-1 ATS, OKC has dominated the games, and when they need to, they're by far the best team in the league. Problem is, though, the Suns do fit numerous good technical spots here. First of all, big home dogs in general are usually worth a look in the NBA playoffs. Home court is strong in the NBA postseason. And, of course, as I mentioned earlier, teams down 0-2 do get a bump in Game 3. And if the Suns are going to be competitive in a game, it's going to be this game. And if they lose this one, which they likely will, it's going to be a sweep. One thing I've also pointed out about these 0-2 Game 3 home teams is that they usually come out pretty strong in the first half, and we usually see the first half line jacked up almost as much as the game line. That's not the case here. Very interesting situation in this one. The game line is 9. First half line is only 4, 4.5. So it's kind of the opposite here. Phoenix not getting much value in the first half. Normally they'd be catching a little bit more. So they have discounted it a bit, I guess, in that regard, 4, 4.5. And normally it'd be probably 5.5 or 6 if the line was 9. So here again, they're shading it a little bit because the Suns, if they're going to be competitive, probably come out and play strong. First quarter line, by the way, is 2. I just can't trust Phoenix in this spot. Yes, it is a good technical setup back at home down 0-2. And historically, these teams do cover more times than not. But the Thunder are the much better team in this series. I think we're probably better off looking at some props in this one. So let's dig into Game 2. With Oklahoma City having huge leads in Game 1. Of course, Game 1 they won by 35. In that game, they had a 39-point lead. Won by 13, as I mentioned, though, they had a 26-point lead in Game 2. So they have been sitting their starters a little bit down the stretch. SGA did still play 38 minutes, though. And in Game 1, SGA got a lot of minutes also, even though they had a big lead. So they're not sitting SGA. He's a guy, well, he only played 29 in Game 1 with 25 points. Depends how many minutes he gets. The fact that this game should be more competitive with a single-digit line, SGA up and over is the only way I would attack it. He's still getting to the free throw line a ton, and he's so automatic. He was 9 for 9 in Game 2. He was 15 for 17 in Game 1, which means he's now 24 for 26 from the charity stripe. Suns are putting him on the line. He just doesn't miss. He's an excellent scorer, so SGA props over would be the only way I would attack him. Also, I think Chet Holmgren could have a bigger role in this game. He took 12 shot attempts in Game number 2, ended up with 19 points. He had 10 shot attempts in Game 1, had double digits. Another guy could step up. If you're looking for some bench players for the Thunder, Mitchell, 7 shot attempts in Game 1. Joe, 8 shot attempts. 7 and 12. Mitchell actually in Game 2, 5 for 12 off the bench, only 14 points because he was just 1 for 5 from three-point range. So I think Mitchell's going to get some minutes, and if the Thunder do have a big lead, he might get even more minutes as a shooting guard, especially with Williams banged up. I think Ajay Mitchell is probably worth a look here over 13.5. He landed 14 in the last game. He only had 9 in Game 1, but he's getting some good minutes and shot attempts off the bench. And I think Mitchell up and over 13.5 might be worth a look for the Thunder. As far as the Phoenix Suns, one guy I mentioned after Game 1 was Brooks. He was only 6 for 22 shooting in Game number 1, but had a ton of shot attempts. Ended up with 18 points still. Game number 2, 30 points. So he had a huge bounce back as we thought. And he was my top prop guy for you in Game 2 with the Suns, was Dylan Brooks over. Now after 30 points, you got to figure the Thunder might key on him a bit. Booker at 22. The guy I want to focus on now, if they key on Brooks, which I think they will, Green might be the guy who gets even more shots, Jalen Green. He played 41 minutes, got 23 shot attempts, but he was only 1 for 8 from three-point range in Game 2. Still managed 21 points. And if you look at Green back in Game 1, he got 16 shot attempts, managed 17 points. So he's had 17 and 21. You know, you play Brooks and Green both over. One of them probably gets you. Now, the problem, of course, is that the Thunder are a great defensive team. So I'm not really in a hurry to play any of these guys over. I'd rather have some under props. Nothing really jumps to me. Brooks might regress, but he's getting a lot of shot attempts. Green as well. But Green's getting a lot of looks, and I think he's probably a little bit more modestly priced as far as his over-under goes in this game. I'm seeing him right around that 18.5, 19.5. But once again, the Thunder are so good defensively, kind of lukewarm on those because I'm not in a hurry to play over props. This is a tough game. Thunder, the superior team. They can name their score if they want to, but the Suns do qualify in some good Game 3 bounce backs after being down 0-2 in the series and after double-digit losses in both games. That's your 3:30 Eastern game. NBC National TV, but not sure it's going to be that great of a game. Game at 6 o'clock Eastern should be a good one, though. This is the other NBC National TV game, also on Peacock, of course, and this is Knicks-Hawks. Thought New York would bounce back in Game 2. They came up a point short. Competitive game. Now they're down 1-2 in the series, and as I've told you a few times, I thought this would be a tight series. I told you in the Game 1 preview, thought it would go 6 or 7, and this looks like it's going to be back and forth. Yes, Atlanta now has the 2-1 lead. They're off back-to-back wins. Come from behind win, of course, in game number 2 the other night on Monday. We did have a best bet on the Hawks in Game 2. Also gave it to you free here in the video. So now that Atlanta's off back-to-back wins, I think New York, the zigzag does apply here. A Knicks team that won Game 1 by 11 last Saturday. Evenly matched series. I like the Knicks in this one, minus the 1.5 to -2. And I think it'll be a tight game again, but I think New York's the better overall team. The fact they now trail 2-1, I like taking the better team off back-to-back losses. This looks like a pretty solid setup for the Knicks on Saturday evening. Over-under is interesting. It's been hovering around 215, 216 in this entire series. Of course, games 1 and 2 barely stayed under by a basket. And in Game 3 the other night, we got to 217. It barely went over by about a single basket. So all 3 games have been within a basket of the total. My preferred total had been the over in this series. I've mentioned that in a few videos, as I think the pace of play is still fairly fast. And if you look at this 3-point shooting, the Knicks, that game landed 217 the other night. Knicks still shot just 29%, 10 for 35 from beyond the arc. Of course, Atlanta is more of a 3-point heavy team. They were 13 for 33, 39%. So the Knicks only lost by a single point and did not shoot well from 3. So that's another reason I like the side in this game. And if the teams hit their normal 3-point percentages, it probably gets over the 214, 214.5, 215 range. By the way, something I'll point out is that we see a lot of unders in Game 6s and 7s, elimination games. Games 3s and 4s like we have on Saturday and this Sunday, we do get some more overs sometimes. So keep an eye on that. And the Knicks games have been hovering within a basket one way or the other, but I think the pace will be pretty loose here between the Knicks and Hawks on Saturday evening. As far as player props, if you like the Knicks as I do, you have to look at the big 2. Karl Anthony Towns or Brunson's over. I think both of them match up extremely well in this series. I've pointed it out several times. I think they're tough matchups for the Hawks. Brunson getting a ton of shots. He had 23 shots with his 26 points, but he was 0 for 5 from 3-point range. 0 for 5 from 3, and he still had 26 points. If he hits anywhere near his norm, he's going to get up and over the 26.5, 27 points, which is his current over-under. He's at 28, 29, and 26 so far in the series. He's been priced at 26.5, and now it's a good spot for them. So I definitely like Brunson up and over 26.5 points. Karl Anthony Towns up and over his point total. The only way I'd be playing him in this series as well. But I think this is a good breakout game for Brunson, especially if you lean towards the Knicks as I do in this one. As far as Atlanta, they're a little more balanced. Shooting-wise, they've been getting some good looks. McCollum had 19 shot attempts in Game 3 the other night, had 23 points. So he might regress, but still a lot of shot attempts there. Other guys I'm looking at here with the Hawks, if we're looking to play against the Hawks, we're probably looking for somebody that might regress. I don't know. Alexander Walker just 4 for 12 shooting. I actually think an over could be worth a look with him in Game 3. But of the player props, Knicks and Brunson over, definitely correlated, and that'd be the way I attack this one at 6 Eastern Saturday night. All right, going to get to your late game Nuggets and T-Wolves in a moment. Just don't forget, I'm giving you free opinions in every game. A lot of these are light TV leans only. 1% of bankroll will be appropriate for a light TV lean. But if you want my official best bets, my strongest plays on the board each and every day, the ones my clients are getting, the games I'm personally using, then check out my page right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And hey, get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. And don't forget, while you're there, daily free play. That's right, a free bonus play every day on my page with analysis, including a free play for Saturday. So check it out right now. Get the Saturday free play and my strong best bet, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and get there quicker, WT.buzz/SM. Tons of special offers on the page, and I'll get into more details here in a moment after the Nuggets and Timberwolves breakdown, but you can check those out as well on my page anytime, day or night, 24/7 at WagerTalk.com. All right, your final game. This one is on ABC National TV, 8:30 Eastern Saturday night. We're going back to the Western Conference, and this one is Nuggets and Timberwolves in another series, kind of like the Atlanta-New York series, in which I think it's going to be back and forth. But I was wrong in Game 3. It did not zigzag. Timberwolves are now off back-to-back wins. So it's setting up just like the Knicks-Hawks. Higher seed won Game 1, lost the next 2, and what I thought would be a back-and-forth 6 or 7 game series. So I definitely like the Nuggets here. After back-to-back losses, I still think they're the better team. And off back-to-back losses, including a double-digit loss by 17, very focused spot for a team that won the world title just a couple years ago and still has a really loaded lineup. And arguably maybe the best player in the world in Jokic. Hey, by the way, who is the best player in the world? Doncic, he's pretty damn good. Jokic, SGA, all three of them. None of them are American. How crazy is that? That's how international basketball has become. The first three guys I name is perhaps the three best players in the league. None of them are even from the United States. It is a global game. Who do you think the best players? Who's the most important player in the league? Drop it below. Now, most important and best might not be the same thing, right? It could depend on your team, the makeup, the chemistry of the team. But I do read the comments. I reply back. Love to get your thoughts on that one. Who would be your number one draft pick? And there again, I probably go SGA just because he's younger. He's less injury prone. Doncic is great, but he's hurt all the time, right? So I have to eliminate him if I'm building the team. And Jokic is getting up there in the age as well and starting to have some injuries. But best player for one game versus building your future franchise. Two different questions. Drop them in the comments below. Love to hear your thoughts on those basketball-related questions. Let's get back to this game. I like the Nuggets. Back-to-back losses. I think they're the better team in this series. Their problem is they take their foot off the gas defensively sometimes, and that's what they've done the last couple games, giving up 119 and 113 after scoring just 105. I also expect a much better offensive game. They had 230 points the first two games, had just 96 in Game 3 on Thursday. So I think a team total for the Nuggets also worth a look to the over. That obviously correlates to me liking the Nuggets in general in this series. And as far as some play, by the way, the current line on this one is Nuggets minus 1.5 in most spots. Pretty much 1.5s across the board on Denver for Saturday night. Now, if you're liking the Nuggets as I do, you got to look at the big man, Jokic. As I said, maybe the best player still in basketball. He's a triple-double machine, but he only had 3 assists. Wow, only 3 assists. He had a triple-double in Game 1, came close in Game 2, 27 points, 15 rebounds, and only 3 assists. I think he'll get the assist number back up more here in game number 4 rather. So Jokic, who had 8 assists in Game 1, and in Game 2 he had 8 assists. Game 1 he had 11 assists, 19 assists in 2 games and then only 3. So his assist prop over, triple-double prop yes. Lots of way to play Jokic. Took a lot of threes. He was 2 for 10 from three-point range, 1 for 7 in the second game, 2 for 7 in the first game. 25 points, 24 points, 27 points. Hey, look, it's time to play a Jokic point prop over. I don't like him taking that many threes, but he's capable of hitting them. And despite shooting abysmal from three-point range, he still scored 25, 24, and 27. His over-under is right around 29 or so and 29.5. I like Jokic props over. You can take points. You can take assists, points and assists. I think that's 39.5. That'd be an interesting one. Or you could just play him to have a yes on a triple-double. I mean, that's something he does more than anybody in recent history. Obviously, I'm bullish on Jokic. If I like the Nuggets as I do, I'm going to be playing Jokic props over as well. If you're looking for a secondary guy that can make some noise with the Nuggets, Merril jumps out to me. He was only 5 for 17 in Game 3. He was 0 for 5 from three-point range. Merril, of course, had 30 points in Games 1 and 2. And he was 0 for 8 from three-point range in Game 1 and still had 30 points because he got to the free throw line 16 times. Merril was also 6 for 14 in Game 2 with 30 points. He's taken a ton of threes, and he was 0 for 5. I look for that to heat back up. Definitely like Jamal Murray up and over as well. So Jokic and Murray both over. I think that definitely correlates to the Nuggets winning this game as well. Murray, by the way, priced around 26, 25.5, 26.5. And after back-to-back 30s, I think he gets up and over here in Game 4. Minnesota props, a little trickier here. I mean, if we're playing Denver, we're probably looking for some Minnesota guys to regress a bit. I'd mentioned McDaniels in Game 2. He only had 14. Then he finally had that breakout game in Game 3. I was one game early, basically. He was 9 for 13, shooting 40 minutes played. He might regress, but he's getting a lot of shot attempts, so I'd be careful with him. Edwards was only 6 for 15. He had 17 points. So I really don't see any regression guys on the Minnesota side. I think those Denver Nugget player props over Murray and Jokic particular is probably the best way to attack this game at 8:30 Eastern on Saturday night. There you go. Deep dive analysis, breakdown, free plays, opinions for you in all 4 NBA playoff games this Saturday, April the 25th. And don't forget, I'll do it again Sunday. There are 4 more games Sunday as well. I'm going to give you free plays and opinions in every playoff game if you're finding it useful. And I know you're finding it useful if you give me a thumbs up like and drop a positive comment below. That's all I ask. The more views, the more thumbs up, likes, the more videos I do every day because it's worth the effort if I know you're finding everything useful. Make sure you click subscribe and you click the bell as well so you get an instant alert and you'll know when Sunday's video is ready and all the videos next week as well. Click that bell when you subscribe here on WagerTalk TV for instant alerts when these free play videos are posted each and every day. Now, as I said earlier, giving you free opinions in every game this postseason. A lot of these are light TV leans only. Hey, 1% of bankroll would be appropriate if you're playing all the light leans. But if you want to know which games are the strongest, you should put more on stronger plays with the bigger edges. And those are my personal best bets. And I rate those as 4% of bankroll. They're the games I'm actually using each day. And the same plays every one of my clients get each day at WagerTalk.com. And right now, special offers galore. It doesn't matter if you get one play, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Everyone's getting the same selections, my personal best bets. But obviously, the bigger packages get the cost per play down. It's a better investment approach. If you want to try out something small, hey, nothing wrong with that. A 1 day all access is $39. 3 days is $69, but nope, you can still get 6 days for $69, dude, because it's buy 3, get 3 still available. 3 days plus 3 more for free. Or the 1 month all access, great offer. Baseball and basketball every day included with the 1 month all access. You get everything I'm releasing every day. Normally it's $2.99, but nope. Promo code SM100 is still active, which means you get it for just $1.99. SM100, instant $100 discount on the 30-day all access at checkout. Or some longer-term packages if you're ready to take a serious investment approach. Summer Spectacular. It's real, and they're spectacular. Drop your favorite Seinfeld quotes below. Always love those. $7.49 for the Summer Spectacular. This next 3.5 months of baseball and basketball, and that month of August gets you football. It's everything through August 31st. That works out to just over $5 a day. Not $5 a play. You know, everyone gets excited for $5 Tuesday. That's $5 each play. This is about $2 to $3 each play because it's $5 a day with the Summer Spectacular. Or if you want to get George Washington involved for $1 a play, all sports, all access for the next 365 days and nights because it's an instant $500 discount. That gets it down to just over $1 a play for every college and pro football, college and pro basketball, and Major League Baseball best bet I release for the next 365 days and nights. Once again, it doesn't matter if you get 1 day or 1 year or anything in between. Every client's getting the same personal best bets that I'm using each and every day, and it's always been that way since I started over 30 years ago. Well, not over, almost 30 years ago. August of 1996, I became a full-time professional sports bettor and handicapper, and I've never looked back since. And if I've been using the game since August of 96, I've always sent it to my clients, and it continues to this day, 30 years later. Get my best bets right now for Saturday because I've got some strong ones in both baseball and basketball. Also, check out that bonus free play right now with analysis. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. Remember, follow me on social media as well for updates, links to the videos, free plays, analysis, everything you need. X and Instagram at Steve Merril. 2 R's, 1 L. You know the deal. MERRIL at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to WagerTalk TV because you also know there's more free play videos coming up next.